CM Punk and Drew McIntyre clash on Raw. Roman Reigns' WWE plans pulled. And Pete's review of Monday Night Raw. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Some people think I talk about CM Punk a bit too much, that I obsess over his every Instagram story and count the long, depressing nights when I don't get to cover him on the WrestleTalk News. Well, it's been a whole 21 days since I last led with a CM Punk story, December 19th, back when Dominic Mysterio trolled him with an AEW botch clip. Do you know how hard that is for me? My Christmas was ruined. So thank you, Drew McIntyre, and whatever deep-rooted personal issues you have with Punk that you're working through in a wrestling program. McIntyre has frequently name-dropped Punk, in a bad way, since Punk returned at November's Survivor Series. This led to their first in-ring confrontation on the 8th of January Raw, where Drew hinted at real backstage heat in their past. From the 7 years between 2007 and 2014, when they worked in WWE at the same time. I'm one of the few people on this roster that traveled the world with you for years. I know the real CM Punk. I've seen what you're truly like, and I've had so many things happen to me caused by you. Remember, you were champion and you used to refer to yourself as the leader? You would actually walk into the locker room and say, as the locker room leader, because the leader has to announce he's the bloody leader. 2010's locker room leader Punk is 2024's main event Jey Uso. Drew went on to say how back then he needed a leader. He was just a kid with personal issues going on and a career in tailspin. From Vince McMahon's Chosen One to a comedy act in 3MB. I could have done with a real leader to tell me it was going to be okay, to help me navigate this place. But you saw me as a threat, and that was never going to happen. McIntyre revealed he's spoken about this time since to Randy Orton, who admitted he was wrestling with his own demons at the time. Punk, however, is straight edge and should have helped Drew. He doesn't have demons. He is the demon. CM Punk still on as AEW's Devil confirmed. And at the start of the interview, McIntyre also said that Punk is costing a lot of people a lot of money the longer you stick around. This appears to be a worked shoot. Wrestling parlance for a fictional storyline using real-life motivation. As under 2 months ago, Drew was storming out of WWE's last major premium live event, allegedly because Punk turned up. Punk made his shock return to WWE at the end of Survivor Series, following Drew's team's loss in the main eventing War Games match. PW Insider reported following the match, Drew stormed out of the ring, stormed into the back, slammed his locker room door, threw on a hoodie, and immediately left the All-State Arena. This was corroborated by Fightful and Wrestling Observer Radio, with their sources claiming Drew's anger was because Punk had returned to WWE. Apparently, earlier that day, Drew was very upset when he was told Punk would be making his return, but as the night went on, he got less upset. This was said to not be a work, like Seth Rollins having to be restrained while shouting at Punk. Later, Fightful Select would add Drew was legitimately upset, but about things broader than CM Punk. But it could still be connected to corporate money Punk, as Drew's other main story since the summer is how he reportedly still hasn't re-signed with WWE, with his contract set to expire after WrestleMania. Perhaps Drew's line about Punk costing a lot of people a lot of money is how Punk's WWE return has affected his own spot with Punk now almost certainly set to be Seth Rollins' WrestleMania match. What do you think about Drew's Punk promo? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere. Speaking of from out of nowhere, Randy Orton is getting a future singles match from out of, smart protective booking, actually. Roman Reigns is set to defend his UU Championship against AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight at the Royal Rumble. But according to Dave Meltzer, the original plan was for a straight singles match between Reigns and Orton, when some parties involved voiced concern about Randy losing a major match so quickly after returning from injury. This is why Styles and Knight were added, so WWE can build a bigger Orton versus Reigns match later down the line. Now, hot tag to Pete with his review of Monday Night Raw.
And now it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw. in about 5 minutes. This show started with Cody walking backstage and the commentators hyping his match against Shinsuke Nakamura tonight. But no more time for that. Drew McIntyre was in the ring and he had some things to say. As Ollie covered earlier in the news, he called out CM Punk and had a fiery back and forth with him, and it was excellent. Punk promised to eliminate Drew last in the Rumble, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what happens. I loved this way to start Raw, with no intro, Drew being more important than it. I also very much enjoying out the Punk verse, with multiple people coming after him and casting his Rumble chances in doubt. A lot of the people involved in this feel like real people with real motivations. It's not just Punk and Seth, which I think is the plan for WrestleMania. It's Drew, it's Sami, it's Cody, all these people who are vying for their shot in the Rumble. This year's Rumble feels genuinely unpredictable, and I love that. Finn Balor faced Tommaso Ciampa next in a very fun match. Ciampa cut a promo before the match as he and Gargano walked to gorilla position, which is great. I'm all for people cutting promos in different environments. Damian Priest started to get involved in the match, so Gargano equalized, tripping Finn as he went for a suplex, allowing Ciampa to roll up Finn for the win. Big thumbs up from me. Becky Lynch backstage cut a promo hyping herself back up after a loss to Nia Jax last week, saying that last time Jax broke her face, this time Lynch got to pick herself back up and walk to the back, so she must be getting stronger. It was a nice way to reheat Lynch after her loss and a solid promo. Following Giovanni Vinci's unfortunate injury last week, WWE has certainly made the best of a bad situation. Kofi Kingston faced Ludwig Kaiser this week in a really heated match. The two fired hits on each other, hard shots and slaps. It was great. The match ended in a double countout, which could be seen as a bad thing, but the pair got the crowd back on side with a fantastic post-match brawl. The two were being pulled apart, but Kaiser launched a commentary chair into Kingston's head, set him up on the steps and looked like he was going to be pulled away, but ran the long way around the ring and dropkicked Kofi's head into the steps in a great spot. Kaiser backstage cut a fiery promo saying that Kingston took Vinci's head, so he took Kingston's. A great way to cap off a fantastic little segment that made Kaiser look like $1,000,000. I also want to give props to Michael Cole in this segment. He genuinely elevated everything happening at ringside. And speaking of Cole, he introduced Nia Jax in the ring next, who cut a great promo about the possibility of her winning the Rumble, and she said the magic words and called out Rhea Ripley. So out came Rhea, and it says a lot for how much last week's win over Becky elevated Nia that I now want to see this match. Rhea warned Nia to not make an enemy out of her and said to keep her name out of her mouth, and Nia said that when she wins the Royal Rumble, she's going to pick Rhea. This was another very effective segment and built the Rumble match even more. Both Rumble matches are getting a lot of build here, and there are loads of possibilities they can take. I love it. After a recap of Rock's return from last week, Cody backstage was attacked by Shinsuke Nakamura, and their match for later in the night was changed to a street fight. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter defended their women's tag belts against Piper Niven and Chelsea Green in another very fun match. It's crazy how much difference a hot crowd makes, and that goes for the whole show, so thank you, Portland, Oregon. Piper Niven accidentally Vader bombed Chelsea Green after she was switched out by Carter and Chance, and they somehow didn't make it look convoluted. The champs retained. Thumbs up. R-Truth then had a video package about his lifelong dreams of joining Judgment Day. Now, I've been down on R-Truth shenanigans in the past, but this was legitimately hilarious. The dramatization, the photoshopped images, Truth's performance, this was brilliant. Judgment Day backstage had mixed reactions, with Priest finding it hilarious and JD McDonough being quite annoyed. They also spoke about all the enemies they've made with Drew, Nia, and DIY, and I really enjoy their platter of feuds laid out like this. And on the subject of Judgment Day, The Miz faced JD McDonough next in a fine match filled with much R-Truth. The Miz won in the end with the skull-crushing finale. Seth Rollins came out to the ring next, hyping himself up as still the champion, and says he's never taken a title into WrestleMania. He asked the crowd who he'll face at Mania. They chant CM Punk. Seth says, in his dreams. Tiny little moment, but it's all that's needed to keep that place spinning. And it's important to remember that that is the destination, Punk versus Seth, because Seth was then interrupted by Jinder Mahal of all people. Jinder said that everyone has been overlooking him, including Seth, who hasn't given him a title shot when he's a former WWE champion. Seth said, yeah, he has been overlooking him. On purpose. He dares Jinder to take a swing, and Jinder doesn't, only taking a cheap shot when Seth turns around. They brawl, and next week it's going to be Seth versus Jinder Mahal for the world title. I didn't have that on my 2024 bingo card. Shinsuke was backstage next getting ready for the main event, and with this and the Judgment Day room, where did all the smoke come from? Otis faced Ivar in a big meaty meat match. Men. Whoa, that's not words. That's not the words that it's supposed to be. Otis faced Ivar in a big meaty meat man match. Otis faced Ivar in a big meaty meat man match next. That was the first take, I promise. And at one point, Otis straight up caught Ivar off a dive and hit a world's strongest slam. Like he actually caught him. A strong man, that Otis. Ivar won the match with a moonsault, and both of these guys are awesome. Ivar looked amazing coming out of this. Jey Uso backstage was interrupted by Bronson Reed, who warns him to not get in his way because both of them want singles gold in 2024. I like both of these men, and I want them both to get singles gold. Yes, please. And then we had our main event of Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Now, this feud hasn't been perfect. There's been a lot of filler to get here, but this match regardless was still so much fun. It was plunder heavy, kendo sticks, chairs, even nunchucks. Shinsuke spat the mist into the timekeeper as Cody dodged, and Cody, being the babyface he is, got distracted trying to get help for him. He's so earnest and good-natured, it's disgusting, and it works. Cody pulling out a table from under the ring, I think, got the biggest pop of the match after the crowd had been chanting for it, and it played into the finish, where Shinsuke was going for a Kinshasa, Cody dodged and put Shinsuke through the table in the corner, and then hit a crossroads for the victory. A nice win for Cody in an okay feud, helping to build him up for the Rumble in just a couple of weeks. Aside from a couple of segments that were just fine, I thought this Raw was a home run show. Exciting from start to finish, great wrestling and moments, fantastic intrigue and build to the Royal Rumble, which, if it delivers on its hype, will be in contention for pay-per-view of 2024, and all around, everyone on this show looked better coming out than when they went in. This Raw, despite its very small flaws, is a 5 out of 5 show. And again, thank you Portland for being an amazing crowd. And let's continue that Royal Rumble hype. On PFK right now is a video of Luke running down 13 pointless Royal Rumble facts, but they're also fun. Click the video on the left to watch it now.